We've got a bonus episode of Locked On Cardinals as Yadier Molina has signed a one-year, $10 million extension to stay with the St. Louis Cardinals for season number 19. Breaking that down on today's bonus episode of Locked On Cardinals.
You are Locked On Cardinals, your daily St. Louis Cardinals podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Once again, everybody, welcome into this little bonus episode that is dropping on Wednesday, August 25th. I am the St. Louis Cardinals mega fan, Lucas Smith, host of the show. Yadier Molina, in case you missed it, has signed a one-year, $10 million contract extension to stay with the St. Louis Cardinals for a 19th consecutive season, and what most likely will be his last. As in the press release, John Mozeliak saying, cement his legacy for a final 2022 season, per Katie Woo of The Athletic. And Katie Woo of The Athletic also was the first to break this news, reporting that the Cardinals would be signing 10-time All-Star Yadier Molina to an extension. Lots of emotion that right off the bat of this signing and of what this means for the Cardinals. I'll break it down from a positive and then a negative standpoint. We're going to start with positives because I love positives, so we're going to stay positive. Be sure to follow the show on Twitter and Instagram at LO_Cardinals. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at LJFastball for all the news and breakdowns and everything of that nature. And be sure to email the show at lockedoncards@gmail.com. This is free on all of your favorite podcasting platforms as well as on YouTube. So if you're watching it on YouTube, thank you. Or if you're listening on a podcasting platform, appreciate that as well. But Yadier Molina, $10 million contract extension right off the bat. Again, I'll get into the negatives in the second little short segment here. We've only got two short segments on today's bonus episode. The actual episode for today will be coming out after the game between the Cardinals and the Tigers. But the positive thing is that one of the greatest catchers of all time, one of the greatest Cardinals of all time, in Yadier Molina, stays a St. Louis Cardinal. And I think that no matter what you think about this deal, that's a positive to me. That Molina will be wearing the birds on the bat, will be wearing Cardinal red for the entirety of his career. Talked about it at length in the offseason, even recently in the last number of episodes of Locked On Cardinals. That is he the most productive catcher? No, you could even make an argument that he's one of the least productive catchers in terms of OPS plus. Just one example for that, weighted runs created plus. But the intangibles are there. And even though the money might be too much, I'm talking a lot about the negatives and trying to be positive in this segment, the intangibles are there. He means a lot to this city. He means a lot to this franchise. He means a lot to this team specifically. I mean, I mentioned on yesterday's show that Adam Wainwright, for example, his career ERA is a full earned run lower with Yadi than without. And defensively, his streaming might not be great, but he's still got a cannon for an arm, throws out base runners at a very high rate. And he's one of the most clutch players of all time in terms of St. Louis Cardinals. Well decorated. I talked about this, like I said, on yesterday's show. But to me, it's the intangibles that make this deal what it is. The Cardinals were not going to let Yadier Molina sign with another team. That just wasn't going to happen. And for $10 million, it's a $1 million increase from his pay this season, in which he made $9 million. And the thing about it is that he's going to be a Cardinal. Again, I said that already. That is the biggest positive takeaway to me. He's going to be a Cardinal, going to wear the birds on the bat. And I think that's important. That's important for a lot of different reasons. The generation of free agency that is this generation's players, and I'm not here to say it's good or bad, but in a generation of free agency, we have seen very few amounts of people play for one team. Yadier Molina is going to be one of those types of players. And I think Adam Wainwright is the next Cardinal to sign as well, or at least I think he will sign now that Molina has come back, because it would be really weird if Molina came back and Adam Wainwright did not. But Yanni still has a huge desire to play, has come up big in a couple different moments this season. So positively speaking, the intangibles are what make this move a positive move. And sadly, I have, again, that this move just became official a couple of hours ago as of this recording. The positives aren't really as big to me as the negatives or the concerns or the things that make you think, the red flags that go off in your head about this move. But from a purely fan perspective, this is a win. One would imagine he's going to put more seats or more fans in seats. He's going to a lot of promotional items, and he's going to get the send off that he deserves. Because there was talk that if he was going to retire after 2019, that is going to be kind of a poor send off, that he wasn't going to get the send off that he deserved as a Cardinal. Because like I said, one of the most decorated, fourth most Cardinal hits of all time, top 5 in doubles among catchers. 9 Gold Gloves, 4 Platinum Gold Gloves, 2-time World Series champion, 10-time All-Star. I talked about all this on yesterday's show. The acclamations are there. The decorations are there for Yadier Molina. It's just a matter of, is he productive now? And to answer that question, we're going to have to transition a little bit into the negatives. But before we do get into the negatives, I do have an ad to tell you about, and that is Green Room. Green Room is the first social audio platform made for sports fans. The app is free to download, and once you're in, you can talk with me, other fans, athletes, and insiders in real time about your favorite team or sport. I hosted a locker room, for example, about the Yadier Molina news that broke Tuesday afternoon. Green Room is the perfect place to start or join conversations about the league. You'll find fans just like yourself on Green Room for watch parties, debates, post-game breakdowns, and of course, reactions to big news or rumors. You will have a chance to chat with me and might even find a chance to be featured on the show. So go ahead and download the free Green Room app now, available on all iOS devices. Be sure to create a profile, link your Twitter. Join the MLB group for the latest league updates. Follow me at LJ Fastball to be notified when my room goes live. I know you won't want to miss it. I'll be sure to see you there at the next Green Room, changing the way we talk sports. So the negatives. I'm not trying to be too much of a negative kind of guy here, but the negatives and the things that I wonder about with this move kind of pop more to me. There are more questions with this move, in my opinion, than there are answers. Because the question that I have, and it might be answered by the time that this airs for this part of it, what's his playing time going to be like? Because if he agrees to maybe take a step back and the Cardinals can keep him fresh, and maybe that improves his numbers if he's able to be a little bit more fresh. So maybe he takes a step back for that purpose, or maybe he wants to take a huge step back, maybe only play 30% of the games. And again, the payment in here is what kind of puts a wrinkle in this. But I think if he were able to take a step back, that allows Andrew Knizner to get some playing time. Because if I'm Andrew Knizner, I'm kind of thinking, what the heck? Why am I not getting a fair shot? Maybe if he gets more playing time, that increases his numbers, if he's able to get some more reps. And if Yadi takes a step back, he's able to stay fresh. He's able to stay ready to go. And that means he is able to put up better numbers in turn. So the playing time is a question that I have. Also, 2 other things about the money is Kolten Wong and Adam Wainwright. I bring up Kolten Wong because the Cardinals turned down a $12 million option on Kolten Wong for this season. And now they are paying what will be a 39-year-old Yadier Molina $10 million. And they're probably going to be paying what will be 41-year-old in next August Adam Wainwright, probably similar. And I'll get on in a moment. No matter what our thoughts are on Yadier Molina, I think we can all agree that Kolten Wong right now is a better player than Yadier Molina. All due respect to Yadi, but Kolten Wong plays an incredible second base. The bat is there. So it makes you wonder why the Cardinals didn't sign Wong if they were going to use money as an excuse, so that the money was the difference there. Why not execute that team option? Why not talk to him in the offseason to try and get some more money? And again, with the timing of that, you can say, oh, well, maybe they wouldn't have gotten the Arenado done deal. And I see your point there. But nevertheless, this Yadi extension after letting Wong go really raises my eyebrow. If you're watching on YouTube, you saw me try and be funny and raise my eyebrow. I apologize if I wasn't funny. But nevertheless, it's one of those moves that really has you question, why didn't the Cardinals sign Wong? Because as good as Tommy Edman has been at season time due to injury, Kolten Wong has put up some better numbers. So the money is what I struggle with. From a player's standpoint, this is great. You're getting paid $10 million for what's most likely going to be your final Major League Baseball season. Not a lot of players get that. Props to Yadi. And the next part that comes in is Adam Wainwright. Adam Wainwright signed a 1-year, $8 million deal, again, with incentives, but a 1-year, $8 million deal coming into this season. And he has put up incredible numbers. A really high ERA plus, a really low ERA, high innings pitch count, wins 12, good whip, good numbers all around, better numbers than we've seen from him in a number of seasons when you're looking at full-term seasons. So you'd have to think that he's worth more than Yadier Molina. So you'd have to think that Adam Wainwright is going to get paid more than Yadier Molina, maybe $11, $12 million. Or maybe Wainwright does what he has done the last 2 seasons and sign incentives-based deals. But if, let's just say for this hypothetical, that Wainwright does want to sign a $12 million deal, or the Cardinals value him at that, then you're investing $22 million to 240 or 239/40-year-olds. It's a lot of money in an aging core. And again, Adam Wainwright has put up incredible numbers this year. He's in great shape and all these different things, but it's a lot of money when you have holes in your roster that you could put that money towards, whether it be a shortstop, a bullpen, a bench bat, whatever it may be. You have to wonder, are the Cardinals really allocating their money properly? If, again, that's a hypothetical, if Wainwright does sign, but if the Cardinals have signed Yadi, I would venture a very strong guess that Wainwright is going to be next, or at least is going to be signed down the road. And you have to wonder if you're thinking if Molina is valued at this much, and you think Wainwright is this much better than Yadi, get my fingers in frame there, then you have to think that Wainwright is going to make that much more money than Yadi, which would be more than $10 million. But that really is a more concrete discussion for another time. Just a thought I have about this move, my initial reaction about this move. And as much as I have talked about in the offseason as Kisner is probably the better long-term offensive solution, that Kisner, from a baseball standpoint, might make more sense if he's to get more playing time, I struggle to get an opinion about this move right now. I really do. I don't really have a hot take or something that's going to be put on a soundbite necessarily, or a really piping take, but I do think that this is one of those moves. And again, you can disagree with me. Feel free to DM me on Twitter at LJFastball, on Twitter or Instagram at LO_Cardinals, or email the show at lockedoncards@gmail.com. But I do think this is going to be one of the moves that is going to take time. The biggest positive to me is the intangibles make sense. He means a lot to this city, this team, this franchise, for a deal to be done. Big negative is the money is a lot of money, especially if you would think that he's going to take less and less playing time, because we've already seen that this season. Kisner has played more than I thought he would, and he still hasn't played enough, in my opinion. The next move to me will be Adam Wainwright, in my opinion. That's going to be the next domino to fall. I did not think this was going to get done during the season, so maybe Wainwright is also done during the season. Who knows? But nevertheless, I don't know what the Cardinals did on Tuesday night, because I'm recording this before the game. So I hope they won, and then I hope that they go into today's game with the win as well. But let me know your thoughts on the Molina signing. Comment on the YouTube video. You can DM on any of the platforms I just mentioned. Email, whatever you like. However you can contact me, let me know your thoughts. Respond to a tweet. Comment on an Instagram post, whatever it might be. But thanks for listening to this bonus episode. Be sure to tell your friends and family about the Locked On Cardinals podcast. That is free on all platforms, including the YouTube channel Locked On Cardinals. And until I talk to you a little bit later this afternoon after the Cardinals and Detroit Tigers game, be sure to stay safe, stay well, and have a fantastic day.